This is it. You took the leap. You are ready to move in a new country. But here's the thing. You are afraid of being alone, not having friends, or people who can relate to you. I know how it feels like to be completely new in a country where maybe you don't necessarily speak the language, you don't know the culture yet, and you might have this huge cultural difference shock the first couple of days or weeks. As somebody who has traveled in 20 plus countries and lived in 3 countries so far, I know how daunting this can feel at first. And so if you moved abroad because of a job, then it's easier for you to recreate a network starting from your colleagues, and they will basically, help you integrate faster and get your first footing inside this new country. But if you have your own business that you run completely from home, then you might feel even more isolated. So this episode is for my ladies who are both entrepreneurs and newly expats who want to know how to network efficiently, not only for their business, but also to have a fulfilling life as an expat. So in this episode, I will share with you 6 important strategies that I've implemented in my life as an expat in order to recreate my network. So if you are interested in this topic, keep watching. Hi, and welcome to this new episode of Her Online Business Podcast, the podcast for ambitious expat girl bosses and digital nomads. My name is Adama. I am your host, and my mission is to help you build a business that serves your life, not the other way around, have more freedom, work smarter while making a positive impact. If you have been curious about my channel and who I am, then you have seen the type of content that I create out here, which is my weekly podcast, Her Online Business, and the tea talks that we do every Thursday around business and mindset. But I realized that there is something new that my community needs. As you know, my audience are expat women who have a service-based business or who want to launch one. And so they basically want a successful online business that they run from home, selling their expertise to amazing clients that they absolutely love to work with. And the challenges that comes from being an expat are quite different from just running your business from home where you are in your comfort zone. And so I want to start a new series called the Expat Entrepreneur series, where I will share my tips, how to basically enjoy your life abroad while building your business, and how to get the most out of this amazing experience, because if you want to, the world is yours. Let me know in the comments if you are interested in this. And the second thing that I want to create is an Expat GirlBoss guide to survive the first 30 days in a new country and how to start building your service-based business abroad and signing clients while living miles away. So if you want me to create this free guide, let me know by commenting on this video and giving me a thumbs up. I will only do it if you think that this would be helpful to you. So let me know. All right, now onto the topic of this week. So the first strategy that you can apply to start building your network abroad is joining Facebook communities. And personally, that is always the first thing that I do when I move abroad. And even if I go to a place just for a short trip, if I want to make sure that I will meet new people, then I would usually join an expat community from the city I'm going so that I will see if there are people who are willing to meet, or I would even post that I'm in town if somebody want to grab a drink or whatever. So I would advise you to join expat communities in the country where you want to live or you are currently moving, and do the same also for expat communities in your particular city. And chances are, if you decided to move to a big city, then you will find a Facebook group for expats specifically living in this city. And not only that, you can start posting on these groups and try to find people with the same interest. Tell them that you just started a business and that, for example, you are looking for somebody who wants to do co-working sessions. So that's how you start building not only friendships, but also potential business partnerships in general. And if you don't don't know about my story, this is how I got my first clients, just by engaging inside Facebook groups. So that's why I would highly, highly recommend you to be part of a few communities, but most importantly, to engage inside these groups. And then once you established a first contact, do not hesitate to organize a meet. Usually, if the expat group is active, the admins will regularly organize some meetups with different activities or different topics. So do not hesitate to take online contacts also offline so that you can have an actual real human connection with the people and so that you can start feeling at home in this new country. So the second step would be to join expat meetups and events. Depending on your country, there are different apps where you will find meetups that you might be interested in. So you will just have to create a profile and select a couple of interests that you have, and then you will get some recommendations about upcoming events in your town. So do not hesitate to also join these meetups. And I know the first time, especially if you are going alone, it might be daunting, but do not worry because you will find also other people who are joining just like you, who just moved abroad by themselves and who also are looking for new connections. So you will not be alone. So these events are great because you can have fun while meeting new people who are just in the same situation as you are, which is way more comforting than just going out by yourself and joining an event where you have locals or people who have been living there for a long time. And if you are an introvert like me, then it would be harder for you to make the first step and go talk to other people who came with their friends or in a group. So that way, when you join these events, you know that it is specifically for new expats. So it is easier for you to blend and to start conversations. Tip number 3 is to reach out to another expat entrepreneur who you want to collaborate with. And this person doesn't have to live in the same country as you because the expat experience is something global. You will have a lot in common. The fact that you left everything behind to move to a new country and you are both running a business is already enough to make the connection. So reach out to someone who has more experience being an expat and an entrepreneur. You can ask them questions about how they got to start their business, how they got to build their audience and network. And maybe you will find out some synergies that you could put in place to collaborate together. For example, that's how I got to interview successful entrepreneurs through my podcast and also collaborate with them on Instagram. So doing lives with women experts who want to share their knowledge and expand their community. So you will find a lot of people just willing to answer your questions and willing to help you out. So do not hesitate to reach out to them. And you can even reach out to me. I'm always only one DM away. So if you have any questions or you are looking for a new business bestie, then I am here for you, girl. So do not be shy. Tip number 4 is to give back to your communities. For example, if you are somebody who likes organizing events, then you can become an admin in one of these groups and basically start organizing events for the entire community, which is great if you want to do something meaningful and also find your place in this community. Then definitely offer your help to make the community even better. Whatever your expertise is, chances are there's somebody in these communities who actually needs your help. For example, one of the things I did while I was living in Germany, so during the first lockdown, I was completely isolated. I decided to join communities of women who are entrepreneurs in my city, and I couldn't meet them in real life. But there were a lot of online events which were organized, and for those who wanted, we could also create workshops to deliver to the community. So that's what I did. I just created a workshop to explain how I got my first clients using Facebook communities and how they could do the same. And I got a lot of positive feedback from it. And it also helped me fine-tune my own expertise thanks to the questions that I got from it. So this is definitely a win-win situation, even if you offer one of your services for free to the community, because I don't want you to offer free services to everybody who is just asking. But if it's just helping out the community once in a while and offering something that doesn't take you a lot of time, then you should definitely do it. So yes, start sharing your expertise with the world because there's somebody out there who needs it. And 1 year later, I still get referred to potential clients thanks to the workshops that I did. So it will not be for nothing. Trust me on that, it will be worth it. Strategy number 5. Mention your business to somebody who might know somebody who needs it. Again, it's all about communicating. I'm sure that what you are doing is amazing and your knowledge is incredible. But if you don't talk about it, who is gonna know? We want to know what you can do for us, friend. And that's why talking about what you do, when people ask you, it's the same thing. When people ask, what do you do for a living and you have a job, you will probably tell them what is your job title and maybe a little bit about what does it entail. It's the same thing when you have a business. Even if you don't have clients yet, that's how you might get your first clients. Just by mentioning it when people ask you what you do for a living. Or what are your passions, So you never know what doors might open. And the thing about living abroad is that I find that other expats are so supportive of you, like maybe way more than your friends back home, because your friends back home know the old version of you. They don't know the woman that you are now becoming. So they may not support you the same, or they may think that you were insane for wanting to leave the country in the first place. But that's okay, because in this new country, you will meet people who just have the same story as you and who understand the challenges and who want to help you out as well. So definitely leave the limiting beliefs back home and start saying that you are an entrepreneur, because that's what you are. It's not about the results that you are getting right now. It's about all the things that you are now putting in place to make it work. And finally, the 6th strategy that you should absolutely put in place, and it's probably actually the first thing that you should do, is making sure that all your social media profiles are up to date. I want to see in every single one of your biographies, what is your business about and who do you help? And if you are old school, also carry a business card with you, because somebody might ask you for it. So whenever you meet a new person, usually if you have some interest in common and you want to keep in touch, then you will exchange your social media profile as well. This is how you build your network and not only superficial relationships. So you have to make sure that your profiles are super clear. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. When I started, it was super hard for me to update my social media profiles because I didn't want certain people to know about what I was doing. I was afraid of the judgment. It took me a couple of months to realize that what people think about you doesn't matter. What matters is that you have the talents and the skills that your ideal client needs right now. So if you don't show up just because you are afraid of judgment or that an ex-colleague or an ex-friend will find out about your business, then you are robbing yourself from the success and the happiness that is waiting for you. So if there is one thing you have to remember from this episode, it is to update your profiles. As a matter of fact, I want you to pause this episode and do it right now so that you don't find any excuses. Alright, bestie, that's all for today's episode. I hope that it was helpful and that it gave you some encouragement to put yourself out there. I'm proud of you for making the leap to move abroad. And now it's time to make sure that you will have the best expat and entrepreneur experience possible. And so if you are interested in getting the Expat Entrepreneur Survival Guide to build your network abroad in 30 days and sign your new clients, then let me know in the comments. I would be happy to work on that and to give it to you for free. So definitely let me know if you want it. Thanks for watching and subscribing and being so faithful to this podcast. I hope you have a wonderful week and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.